everybody. Parker J is here. Happy New Year. I've decided, based on some encouragement from a dear friend of mine, that I'm going to start doing something called Parker's Writing Thoughts. And over the last 12 years, as I have been in this industry, I have learned a lot about being a writer, someone who writes for a living, someone who writes for other people, someone who has watched the industry grow and change. And I just want to share some of that with you. So I hope you join me as I do these short little clips about writing thoughts. And I say writing thoughts because I don't want to say writing tips because they're not really tips. They're just my observations about the industry that I am in. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Hope you join me along for the ride. If you are an aspiring author and you want some advice from me, some thoughts, I'm more than happy to share them with you. So just leave it in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe my channel. So today for the new year, I wanted to share some writing thoughts today. And I was trying to think about what's a good writing thought to share with you that I think you will be helpful. So I'm talking to those of you in 2025 who have been wanting to write your book, start writing your novel, finish your novel you've been working on. What are some writing thoughts I could share with you? So in no particular order, there's not a one, two, three, four, five, but in no particular order, I'm going to share some thoughts. The first one is to find a sustainable writing habit. I say sustainable because you'll hear certain people say, make sure you write every day. Make sure you write this many number of words. Make sure you do this, make sure you do that. The thing is that you want to find a writing habit that is sustainable for you because even though we're all writers, we all write differently. I am very fond of being a pantser, which means I write on the flow. But over the years, my writing style has changed to where I now do a lot more plotting and development as I write my stories. But that may not be you, and that's fine. You may literally write on the whim. So, what you want to do is find that writing habit that is sustainable. So, your writing habit may be to write on Thursdays at 12 o'clock. And it may be to only write every day for 15 minutes. Whatever that writing habit is sustainable for you, go ahead and do it because you don't want to be bogged down by anyone else's sustainable habit. You want to be complete in your own writing habit. So find a writing habit that's sustainable for you. Secondly, is write what you want to write. This is a biggie for me because over the years, I've seen the author industry come under fire by people who are telling other people what they can and cannot write. And I used to be an advocate of sensitivity readers. I no longer am because I think that's someone telling you what to write, when to write. Now, if you're just getting advice about a particular area of your book or your manuscript, that's fine. But the idea that someone would tell me, Parker, you can't write this because of X is something I will not tolerate. I will write what I want to write, and I will do that regardless of who likes it or not. As we often say, if you don't like what I write, you don't have to read it. I say that because if you're a new author, you may feel pressured by TikTok, which is huge for book TikTok is huge for a lot of people, and other people telling you, well, you can't write this because of some condition. No, write what you want to write. If you want to write about dinosaurs in Regency, England, go right ahead and do it. Okay. If you want to write about Mars, the zombies, go right ahead and do it. Don't let anyone dictate to you what you can and cannot write. Now, if a certain aspect of your writing does require you to have some sort of expertise or some sort of insight, make sure you go ahead and get that insight. That's not a problem. But if someone tells you you can't write this because you are this or you can't do it because you are that, ignore them. Write what you want to write. Third is to what I have here, connect with other fellow ink writers. And so I say that because writing used to be very solitary. It doesn't have to be. We live in a wonderful age of the internet and connectivity. So connect with other writers. I say this specifically because I have friends who are not writers, and sometimes they don't understand my crazy. They don't understand when I ask questions like one of the questions I asked even my family members, I wanted to write a story. And in the story, I had a female cyclops falling in love with a faun, Faun. And I was like, well, how do you make a goat sexy? Right. And so when I asked that question to my sisters and to some non writing friends, they all looked at me like I was crazy. But I instantly asked another writer friend. They were able to flow with my crazy. So make sure you connect with other with other authors. Now, I know you're wondering, did I finish that story? No, because series got canceled. But I was gonna have this Cyclops female fawn Lotus, male fawn. It was gonna be the love story of the ages. It really was, but it didn't work out. But that's okay. But that's why you connect with other ink writers, because we get each other's crazy. We can ask questions that you probably can't ask in regular conversation. So make sure you do connect with other authors. Um, Never stop learning how to write. One of the reasons why I was hesitant to actually do this type of thing was because I didn't know if I had learned enough. But over the past 12 years I've been writing, I have learned a lot. And I think that's something I want to share with those who want to learn from me and those who want to learn from other people who've done this thing before. But I still learn, I still keep learning. I pick up craft books, I listen to other authors, and I listen to what other authors have to say because no one has all the answers, but someone's bound to have the answer to what you're looking for. I love picking up writing craft books. And if you don't pick up a writing craft book, I'll definitely give you some recommendations later on. Probably this week, some writing recommendations to help you with your writing. I have some necessities that I use for my writing, and I would love to share those with you. Finally, the last thing is to read. I cannot imagine a world where I'm not reading a book. I just can't. Just over the weekend, I read about 5 stories. I wasn't feeling too well, so I would write at night, and I would just really relax in the daytime and just kind of get things together. And I read 5 stories. They're short stories or romances from back in the 60s and the 50s and the 60s. I can actually show you the book here. This was given to me by a friend. This says Golden Harlequin Library. And these were, I believe they were a publishing thing that Harlequin, which is a major romance publisher, probably one of the biggest in the world. Uh, Back in the 70s, they had took all their paperbacks and put them in hardbacks like this. And so each volume has 3 stories. And a friend of mine gave me about 10 of these. And this, I read the first book in this story, and I read the other 3 in another story. So I read 4, I said 5. I read 4 books over the weekend. And I'm always reading. I don't read just romance, I read other stuff too. One thing I would encourage you is to read outside of your genre. If you like romance, read sci-fi. If you like sci-fi, read romance. And I say that because it gives those other muscles going, but also be aware of what your genre requires. And I'll talk about that later on in another writing thoughts video. So yeah, those are my writing thoughts for 2025 as we begin. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Talk to you later. Bye.